Now, there's a way for us all to win in this cycle. Right now is one of the sweetest times and the sweetest moments we could absolutely imagine. Now, to my community, to those who are doubting certain things within this framework, and the fact that we continue to say that altcoin season is here and last chance to buy altcoins, my friends, my community, okay, yes, I may be saying that for the last month, but if you've been watching my videos, then you would know that we actually have made our way into altcoin season, and that altcoin season is upon us, with the idea that Ethereum is currently looking at a breakout point right now. We could be expecting the next altcoin season to actually start. So this reversal here gave us some sort of platform to get Ethereum into altcoin season. And if we have a look at this chart and this chart, you would see that the rally started 23 June, okay? That started this massive push out, sell off pressure off of Bitcoin and moving those into altcoins like Ethereum. That's why we've seen the ETH BTC pair increase. And when we look at Ethereum, what date is this? 1st of April. So Ethereum leads the charge, my friends. Only 3 months later, 2 months later, did we actually have this massive push up in Ethereum, and that is telling us that we would seek the same for the next rally up. Ethereum would lead the charge, breaking out of its high here, its all-time high, taking us into new all-time high discovery territory. And that would mean that the altcoins would then be activated to then continue its rally into altcoin season, breaking through into new all-time high territories, into market cap and value into altcoins and altcoin season. So for those in my community that have unique chirps, I love it. Bring those chirps, because the fact that you're even saying that, you are not looking at the data within these charts, within the channel. You're not watching my videos and watching the channel. Yes, I may not be a genie that you can rub in your lamp and poof, I come out and make you all golden, shire, gold coins falling out the sky for you. I'm here to show you how to position yourself for one of the most incredible moments we have. And here is why. Mr. Larry Fink himself believes that no one should be surprised if Bitcoin hits $700,000. He didn't say when. Maybe it hits it this cycle, because surely there must be something that Mr. LF knows that we don't know. Owning the largest institution in the world. The SEC says that 401k providers can now include Bitcoin and crypto in 401k. Do you understand how much liquidity is in 401ks? Wow, that is massive. And also, the US Treasury has just exempted Ethereum from the 15% corporate tax. The government just chose its winner. Ethereum is now officially institutional grade. You have no idea where we at, my friends. This is, sure, we're at one of the best, most beautiful moments in all of history. The most amount of money that has ever been made and ever been pumped into the economy and the systems is busy being pumping. The US is the last to get onto it, and they are the largest. Imagine what will happen from this moment going forward. Mark this video, pin this video for yourself, so that in 1 year's time, you can come back and tell me how many X's your portfolio made by you subscribing to the Crypto Bliss community. I'd love to know that. Go ahead and do so. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that together we find profit during this cycle. I'm going to be hitting you so hard with trades and cryptos that I am not dating. I don't hate them. I just trade them. I'm in and I'm out. That's all it is. And that is exactly why the White House is expecting Bitcoin and crypto market bull to pass within the next 3 months. October, November, December. So, my friends, Q4 is looking absolutely super bullish. In my honest views, hearing this right now makes me feel, and yes, shouldn't feel anything, okay? Don't hate them, don't date them, just trade them. Look at the data. So we will analyze as we go along in the market, and as we become more mature in this market phase, what we will look for are signals to tell us to get out, okay? And then take some profits, and maybe there's one more blow off top in early to mid next year, like I've been saying. But this kind of information makes me understand that there is going to be a massive pump into Q4 before the bull is passed, okay? Usually people trade up to the news and sell the news, okay? I would expect such things to unfold, but I'd also then expect a massive repositioning of those profits back in at lower prices. Would you agree? If you do, I'd love to know your views of that down in the comments below. Now, the UK has scheduled to remove its ban on Bitcoin ETFs this week. Another bullish catalyst. Not only that, but we also have the XRP, which probably is going to be the catalyst. ETFs being listed by multiple institutions, and that, my friends, I think is going to be the massive swing and catalyst alongside the next interest rate decision later on next week. I believe it is on the 17th of this month, if I'm correct, on the 17th of this month. Let's see where we go from here. Because Larry Fink says that crypto to $15 trillion this cycle, he definitely knows what's incoming. Like I've just shown you, and like I'm about to show you, no financial advice, but that's 3x from where we are today. More than 3x. It's 3.5x from where we are today, just by the way. And breaking news, Mr. MS, Michael Saylor, foresees a 5-fold increase in Bitcoin value within the next 3 months. Now that's a price of $625,000 by my maths. Okay, I'd like to whip out the calculator, my friends, because I would say that's probably correct. Being $125,000 today, times that by 5-fold, that's $625,000, my friends. If Bitcoin was to do $625,000 in the next 3 months, the only reasons that could happen, and we'll have a look at the price structures just now, is because of the following.
But yeah, because once you get Bitcoin and it clicks in your mind, your immediate reaction is, oh, I got to hurry and buy as much as I can because someone else is going to go take all my Bitcoin away from me. So like in 2020, when I started buying Bitcoin, I was thinking, oh no, I got to do this in a hurry because someone's going to figure it out and the price is going to 10x. And I better get it before it 10x's. So, I mean, that's a natural reaction when it finally clicks in your head. Because you're thinking, why wouldn't every billionaire in the world go and buy $1 billion of Bitcoin, smash buy it overnight, and just to make $1 billion? Because why wouldn't they just want to make the $1 billion, or $5 billion or $10 billion or any amount of money? I mean, Bitcoin, it feels like in the early days the infinite money glitch, right?
So that is exactly why I believe that every billionaire, every institution, and every nation state across the world is going to try and buy some Bitcoin. The OTCs are drying up. Where do you think they're going to get $1 billion worth of Bitcoin when the OTCs are drying up? There will be a supply shock, and eventually they will stop measuring Bitcoin in fiat because it will just keep going up. And so Plan B's stochastic monthly RSI is nowhere near overbought. And here is why. Let's have a look at this. Every single time, every single season, every single cycle, every single moment in crypto has always led to the following. The blue leads to red, and the red leads to blue, and the blue to red, red to blue, red to blue, and currently we are only seeing yellow at the moment, which means that the stochastic is 71.91 or 72. We still have 85 plus to get into the cycle, and usually the last points of those cycles are absolute blow off tops. Are you ready for what we're about to see? Because once we break above that 80 level, my friends, the rest is going to happen so fast you're not even going to know what to do with yourself. And that's why Bitcoin continues its 4 stages, starting off with the bear markets, then the first phase, which is the pre-bull, the next phase, which is pre-bull, the first bull, which is quite a nice pump, and then the last bull, or the second bull, which is a massive pump to the upside, and usually the blow off top. We shall see where we go from here. But the most important thing on this entire video right now is that Fidelity has now predicted that 1 Bitcoin will officially and potentially be worth $1 billion by 2038. 1 Bitcoin may be worth $1 billion by 2038. And this post, as you can see, was made on the 2nd of September 2021. So it's an old freaking post. But nonetheless, we'll have to rank if that's for real. If it's not, so be it. But if we were to hit $1 billion Bitcoin, okay, that would mean a $20 quadrillion market cap just for Bitcoin. Only for Bitcoin. Within the next 13 years, I think that's possibly a little bit unrealistic, because right now we're at $37.5 trillion economy, and Bitcoin is a $2.5 trillion asset, which would mean that Bitcoin would literally do an 8 million X multiplier within the next couple years, the next decade. So I think that's a little bit possibly unrealistic at this point. I'd love to know what your thoughts are down in the description or the comments below. So what I do want to point out is that the rainbow chart has pretty much been tracking Bitcoin since 2010. Okay. What I would say here is that this is now pointing to 2035 at the max. At the point of 2035, the rainbow chart is telling us we could possibly be at a $3.5 to $4.5 million Bitcoin at the end of 2036, which is quite close to the date 2038. And therefore, I don't know what would send Bitcoin to a $1 billion valuation by that same time. I'm unsure, other than the liquidity supply shock that we could be experiencing soon. Because where does it go? Where do people get their Bitcoin? And they're only going to sell so much Bitcoin, right? If you have a look at this, let's take off all of our blinkers. People buy Bitcoin and then they sell some. They don't sell all. People buy the rest and they sell some. They never ever sell the same amounts as previously. In other words, they're selling and taking less and less and less profits over time, because the value of it becomes much greater. Therefore, they need less dollars and they just need to have more of their Bitcoin. So it is the inverse of one another. And that's why I said here in this video, if you go and have a look, Bitcoin really is simple math. I'll leave that in the pinned in the cards above for you, because gold just goes pretty much, and Bitcoin will fly up and fiat will go down. That's just what it is. And so you can officially see that Bitcoin is now in 100 days profit. I mean 100% profit. And Bitcoin has been around for 5,528 days, okay? And Bitcoin has officially, because it's breaking through all-time highs right now, if you hold Bitcoin from that day, you would have 100% profitable days. I don't think anybody and any instrument and any asset in the whole world could tell us that we have 100% profitable days. Let me know what you think about that down in the description below, my friends. I'm going to ask that you make sure we look at this one last thing. We have had a lot of buying come in here at the moment. Since this candle, we have had a tremendous amount of buying volume come in. Institutions have been buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin tapped out of its all-time high yesterday. It's busy trying to give a volume candle and close above yesterday's all-time high. This is telling me, my friends, this is going to be a nice little creep up here over the next couple days, probably up to the 1.618 at about $135,000. If you have a look at what I've done with the Fibonacci, I've taken it from the peak here to the bottom here in this trading zone, because that's the new breakout level, right? So we're breaking through the 1 and we're heading through to the $135,000 level. So that's about a $10,000 move up on Bitcoin. What happens beyond that, my friends, I have no idea, okay? But what I do want to say to you, and sure, I'd even like to move this stop loss now way higher. Okay, so I'll do that. I think Bitcoin could maybe come back down to 120 to retest this kind of 786 level, maybe even all the way back down to 117. I would like to see that before the next move up, honestly, because I think then at that point, that could possibly give us the heat to take us up to about 150 to 170k level. My friends, whatever happens at that point, I got no clue. But make sure to use my Bybit link down in the description of the video below. Get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus and come and trade on Bybit with me. My trades are all in profit. Have a look here. You can see they're all in profit now, and some are just breaking even, and some are, I mean, the current Bitcoin trade that I just showed you is now 276% in profit. So what I would like to share with you as one last gift to you, and I didn't invest much in it, but I did invest some. So I have reallocated, as you know from my video yesterday, I have reallocated some capital, some dry powder into Aptos. I did so at the breakout of this little zone right here. So at about the $4.80 up to the $5.20 area is where I was buying Aptos. I would expect a small pullback down to this zone, $4.80 zone, and then a breakout probably up to at least the $8 zone here before potentially trying to break out of this major downslipping resistance area, which would then bring us up to about a $16 potential Aptos. If we were to see that, my friends, that's a good 4-5x on Aptos. But as you would know from the video there, that is one of your last moments to actually get that, and that is where you want to be buying these altcoins, my friends. You want to be buying them while they're busy bleeding and dying in this kind of capitulation area. You don't want to be buying them when they're doing this or when they're kind of peaking out here. You become exit liquidity. You want to buy down here. You want to struggle through the, I mean, look at this. This is not even a lot, but look at that pullback. It's a 35% pullback, my friends. You want to be kind of somewhat struggling through these small pullbacks and just dollar cost averaging in these types of zones. And the same thing is applying here now to GFL, which, my friends, I have been telling you about for some time. But if we have a look at the RSI, we have had the crossover on the RSI, And to be very honest with you, let us go and yeah, so we've had the crossover there. The MACD is looking that way as well, and our beautiful money flow indicator is also saying the same thing. The liquidity is telling us that we're about to get some liquidity stimulation into GFL. And look at what we have been doing over the last little while, right? We have been dropping hard and going sideways. This, even though we've had this pullback, I mean, guys, I have to be very honest with you, this is a major pullback. It's a 70% pullback. Who the epic wants to sit in a 70% pullback? No one. But these are moments to collect here, right? Have a look at this, and I'm going to give you some perspective on this coin right now, because from that little bottom down there to this little peak up here is a 2x move. It's a 180% move. That's a 2x move. Just this little move here. Forget looking at the rest of it, which can do pretty darn well if we were to get back up to sort of this resistance area up here at the 618. I mean, that's a 7x from where we are right now, right? So why would you not want to do that? I have rotated. I've spent about $250, maybe nearly close on $300 on buying this position down here. And even if I have to wait another month to 3 months for this to actually make a move to the upside, what I am going to tell you is that it is inevitable. We can see on the M2, it is inevitable. And it's telling us that we're going to break these highs here with absolute clarity. And if we were to get even up to this zone, that's probably around a 60x odd or so, my friends. So I want to share that. There you go. It is a 65x. Okay, so I want to share with you that there is potential for these kinds of coins to pump. And if you want to know more about these, then make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. Thank you for being here with me once again, and I hope you enjoyed this content. Make sure to subscribe. The bullishness is here. Don't be fooled by anybody else, and make sure you get yourself some bags that you want, that I have been sharing with you on the channel, but you can only know that by being part of this community. See you on the next one.